We've explored the inspiration, its atmosphere, and the small environmental clues scattered throughout it. But the final question remains: where does Exit 115 actually fit in the bigger picture of zombies history? And more importantly, why does it feel like we've seen this place before? Welcome back, everybody. I appreciate you clicking on this video. If you haven't already, drop a like and subscribe to the channel for more as we continue to explore the zombies map Exit 115. Even without a fully confirmed narrative link, Exit 115 carries clear DNA from earlier zombies experience. The most obvious influence is the classic survival design philosophy from early Treyarch maps. Small spaces, limited resources, constant pressure. It echoes the feeling of the maps like Not Der Untoten and Shinonuma. These early maps weren't built around storytelling complexity, they were built around survival tension. And Exit 115 brings that philosophy forward in a modern way, but there's also something more subtle going on. The diner setting itself feels like a direct emotional callback to the transit era, specifically the roadside stop that became a landmark for players exploring that world. It's not a remake, it's not a continuation, but it feels remembered, like a place the zombies universe hasn't forgotten, even if we have. One of the most interesting things about Exit 115 is what it chooses not to do. There's no complex multi-step Easter egg chain, no lengthy quest line guiding players through multiple objectives, no major narrative exposition cutscenes. Instead, it focuses on something older zombies maps did extremely well, and that's letting gameplay tell the story. Every round becomes a narrative loop. Every rotation between the diner and the highway becomes a survival decision. Every near-death escape creates its own macro story. This design approach may seem simple on the surface, but it actually reflects a shift in how zombies content is evolving. Not every map needs to be a cinematic puzzle. Some maps exist to remind players what made zombies addictive in the first place. Pure survival, pure chaos, and pure playability. Exit 115 fits into that category perfectly. Because of its minimal storytelling, Exit 115 has become a blank canvas for theories. One of the most popular interpretations is that Exit 115 exists as a liminal zone within the zombies multiverse, a place caught between established timelines, neither fully connected to the Ether storyline nor completely separate from it. Another theory suggests the map represents a collapsed evacuation route from a larger outbreak event we have yet to fully see. In its interpretation, Exit 115 is not the beginning of the story, but the aftermath of something much bigger happening off screen. There's also a simpler theory that many players lean towards, and that's the Exit 115 is intentionally designed as a nostalgic survival map meant to evoke older zombie feelings without needing deeper lore connection. And honestly, that theory might be the closest to the truth we currently have. But in zombies, simplicity has never stopped speculation, and speculation is often where the community thrives. Even if Exit 115 isn't heavily story-driven, its design still communicates ideas. The looping highway layout reinforces a sense of repetition. The diner acts as a central anchor point, constantly pulling players back, and the isolation of the environment creates a feeling of being trapped outside of normal time. These are not just gameplay choices, they are emotional cues. They shape how players feel without ever needing dialogue or exposition, and that's one of the strongest tools zombies maps have used. Sometimes fear doesn't come from what you see, it comes from what the environment makes you assume is about to happen. Exit 115 may not currently have the deepest confirmed storyline in zombies history, but that doesn't mean it lacks impact. If anything, its strength comes from restraint. It doesn't try to overwhelm the player with lore dumps or complex narrative threads. Instead, it builds atmosphere first and lets the player's imagination fill in the rest. And in a franchise built on mystery, hidden information, and unanswered questions, that approach fits perfectly. Because sometimes the most memorable zombies maps aren't the ones that explain everything. They're the ones that make you ask more questions than you started with. Exit 115 leaves us with the most questions than answers. Maybe that's the point. A lonely diner, a forgotten highway, and a name that carries more weight than it should. Whether this map is a standalone survival experience or the first piece of something much larger still unfolded, one thing is certain in zombies: nothing is ever truly just a map. Thank you for watching. If you enjoyed it, be sure to drop a like and subscribe to the channel for more.